First of all, a very good evening, Arjun sir. Thank you so much once again for joining us. It is really
Very
great
good.
to have with us. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed guest, faculty members, and students, a warm welcome to the prestigious GIBS IRE Talks series, hosted by GIBS Business School, Bangalore. I'm Professor Sandeep Ansali from the team GIBS, and it's my honor and privilege to host today's IRE Talk. So before we begin, let me give you a brief insight about GIBS and IRE Talks very briefly. GIBS Business School Bangalore is managed by esteemed Goel Educational Trust, which is a prestigiously institution located in Bangalore, that's in Bangalore. GIBS offers two programs, BBA from Bangalore University and AICT approved PGDM program. The GIBS Business School Bangalore boasts an exceptional faculty known for their mentorship and focus on practical learning. We are committed to prepare the students for industry through the programs such as GIBS Finishing School, GIBS IRE School, and Business Mastery Program, and so on and so forth, which enhances the skills and knowledge of the students not only to face the practical world but also to have the life skills in them. GIBS IRE Talks are the transformative sessions designed to bring together the inspirational speakers from the various domains and fields to share their experiences, expertise, as well as the innovative ideas. These talks aim to prepare and motivate attendees, foster the personal and professional growth, encourage reflection. By attending the GIBS IRE Talks, individuals will have an opportunity to expand the knowledge, gain inspiration, and connect with like-minded individuals, creating a network of support and collaboration. Today's topic is navigating profitable growth, offline brand building in the FMCG industry, and that's by the CEO and founder himself of Dobiee International, which is, I must say, everybody's famous candies we have. So I'm sure we would love to hear from Mr. Arjun as well. But before we proceed further, I would seek your permission, Mr. Arjun, to introduce you to the August gathering we have today.
Yes, for sure.
So today we have a privilege of hosting an Shark Tank fame, Mr. Arjun Mukesh Dharamshi is a dynamic and accomplished professional, renowned as CEO as well as the founder of Dobiee International, a leading candy and lollipop brand in India with a background of mechanical engineering and a gold medal in international business and marketing from ESC-PAU University in France. Mr. Arjun possesses a unique blend of technical expertise as well as a business acumen. Mr. Arjun, in addition to his remarkable achievement, is also a renowned personality in the entrepreneurship world. He has gained a wide recognition through his appearance on the hit show that's the Shark Tank India, aspiring for the entrepreneurs presenting their innovative ideas to the panel of investors known as Sharks. His participation in Shark Tank as was exceptional, and his entrepreneurial skills as well as his ability to captivate investors and viewers alike. His pitch for Dobiee International on the show demonstrated his passion for transforming the candy and lollipop industry, which is for worth of 20,000 crores, right? For his unwavering commitment to quality and innovation. He has entrepreneurial spirit and dedication to innovation led him to establish this such wonderful brand. His vision is to revolutionize the candy and lollipop industry in India and worldwide as well, transforming the way people perceive and experience these sweet treats. Under the leadership, Under his leadership, Dobiee International has become synonymous with the creativity, imagination, and highest standards of taste as well as the quality. Mr. Arjun unmatched has a startup story and the entrepreneurial spirits to continue and motivate, empowering the aspiring entrepreneurs to challenge the status quo, indefined industries, and make their mark on the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, without a much ado, I would request to put all your Q&A in the question and answer session. We will take it at the end of the sessions, and I would request Arjun sir, please take it over from here. Over to you, sir. We are here really eager to listen to you.
Thank you for such a warm welcome and a beautiful introduction, Sandeep ji. We at Dobiee are really excited that I studied from Bangalore. My native place is Bangalore. We still have a house in Bangalore, and from there on, we have seen a lot of startups coming up. And seeing a business school which is doing such a great thing, IRE, the first day when I got a call from you, I asked them, what is IRE? It was like innovation, research, and entrepreneurship. I was like, this is a great initiative. Whatever it is, if you don't have a practical knowledge, being an engineer, okay, and then you go into the market, you uh, fall bang on. So you guys are doing great job giving a practical knowledge with our failures, our success stories, students, and all the members from your community will learn a lot. We will learn a lot from you ahead. So, not wasting much of our time. We have a time constraint. So we will go on, and I have few of the slides to show you, and more of them will be a very raw slides. Basically, Dobiee, in a nutshell, is an FMCG brand. Okay, we started off as a confectionery because that was our strength. Uh, Me, at a personal level, I am a mechanical engineer, as you said. But at the core, we are Kachhi Jains, we are Gujaratis, right? So we love our sweets and we love our businesses. So वो व्यापारी खून हमें हमेशा होता है. So when I was doing engineering and when I passed out, I thought to join my father's business. He was doing contract manufacturing for big brands and local companies. We didn't have a brand at that time. The first moment I got a hit from him is first earn the same amount of money which I give to the house on a monthly basis to run a house, and then come and start a business, because there are a lot of sacrifices here to make. And if you are not able to digest that thing, you will fall and you will drift apart. तो जितना मैं कमाता हूँ और उससे घर चलता है, जब उतना कमा पाओ तब मेरे पास आना, जॉब करो, बाहर जाओ, जो करना है करो. He didn't even know when I passed 10th. He was purely, you should be a good person, you should have ethics, you should do good to the people. Rest I don't know. He didn't even knew when I joined college. Other than my mother, he didn't knew anything. My mother knew everything. So, and he was pretty strict in that. Even if I don't score marks, it was nothing. But if I disobey someone, if my etiquettes are not good, then we are gone for a toss. So more than an MBA institute, he was an MBA institute for me. I have learned a lot from his ups and downs, and he never gave up. He is like a king. Even if you see the pitch after the bypass, it was just a year after the bypass we went to Shark Tank, and he was as dynamic as you can see in front of the sharks as well. Okay, so a lot to learn from your parents. I would say any entrepreneurs from your parents, whether they are working or they are in a profession of entrepreneurship, you can see their hustle, the sacrifice which they make. You have to make same sacrifice for the baby, which is your company or your brand. So a lot to learn from your parents. Uh, Coming back to the Dobiee, I went to France, did engineering, all that things happened in a nutshell, everything. But from the very start, I did a job from the age of 20. So I earned for myself, as my father taught me, खुद का पैसा खुद कमा फिरा. So it was a simple principle which he taught me, and the experience that gave me before starting an entrepreneur journey at the age of 29, the 9 years of working experience in various fields. As an engineer, you don't get good jobs in India still now. आपको सेल्स में घुसा देंगे, and it becomes very difficult. Even in Bangalore, if you go, they will go, आपको कोई सेल्स में डाल देंगे, because engineering jobs you don't earn so much. So I thought we are good in communications and all, कुछ बेच ही लेंगे. Let's do an MBA. And when we entered an MBA thing, as you know, in Bangalore itself, lot of BSchools and all. I thought, यार यहाँ पे तो a lot of people doing the same thing. It is like a bloodbath for me. Red ocean है ये तो, it will become very difficult for me to shine out. So I guess we have to do something different. So I built an automatic car door in Maruti 800 and sold that project to Citroën in France, so that I can get some money out of it. And my dad will say, "Aja abhi entrepreneurship mein, aja join the business." But that too didn't happen. Failures after failures happened. I went to France, did my MBA, everything. After that, 6 7 months we didn't get the job itself. And then Nestle happened to me. Many a times you don't choose the occupation chooses you. I always wanted to be an automobile field, wherein automobile sales or something like that. But the first job which I got was in Nestle as a management trainee in Grenoble, France. And from there on, I joined the same line which my father was doing from past 30 years, that is confectionery and FMCG. Learned a lot. you learn a lot by staying away from your parents, coming out of the nutshell and the cocoon, and doing the stuff by yourself. And I thought we need to build a brand, but what happened is dad health got deteriorated in 2019, and I came back. He was stabilized after a year or so, and when I came back to India, I didn't get any good jobs at the level which I was in Europe. Journey was becoming difficult. I got married at that time, lot of responsibility. I thought it will become very difficult. Dad's business was declining. Demonetization happened. Many people don't know in India, 90% of the businesses were finished after demonetization. And during demonetization, I came to Bangalore as well for 7 days workshop in NSB. So I thought without building a brand, it will be difficult to sustain here. I told dad, आपका हार्ट अटैक हो गया है, ये सब है, कोविड है, difficult to get a job now. Let's start one brand. Let's burn the bridges behind. जो होगा देखा जाएगा. We have lost everything. We left our home in Mumbai. Okay, we sacrificed our house. We sold our house. We didn't take any loan to start Dobiee, right? And from the very first day, me and my dad had a basic principle that we have to build a profitable organization. To start off, even after we pass away, it should be able to earn for itself and the people around it. So our job was हम लोग कितना sacrifice करते हैं ना, उससे decide होगा हमारा future क्या है. और उस and what happens is when a people who have less resources, right, they are very resourceful. We were very resourceful in whatever we did because the resources at our disposal were very minuscule. So we used our resources well. We didn't wait for subsidy. We didn't wait for loan during the COVID. We sold off our house. We started our own manufacturing units because it will become difficult to do a contract manufacturing and give the quality which country needs at that moment. Because there are, if you see a candy market in India, even in Bangalore, if I say SLN market or Chickpet, if you see, it is such a huge market and completely unorganized. Completely unorganized, dominated by Hyderabad and Indores of India. And there are multiple unorganized companies which I can give you the count of are doing more than 800 to 900 crores of business yearly, and you don't know that brand. You are unaware of that brands. Okay, huge opportunity in India. भारत का consumption इतना बड़ा है, आप इंडिया को छोड़ो, भारत एक next level पे. So I thought this is the best time. Struggle होगा लंबा, brand चालू करते हैं. Let's give a product which is 10x better than any of the product in the market. Let's build that first product which is 10x better. एक product भी होगा चलेगा. We don't need multiple SKUs. Build that 10x better product by being resourceful. One product which is like best in the market. Don't play on the prices. So with these two things, we started off Dobiee, and we started in tier 3 city of Nashik, not in Bombay. We sold off our house. We came here, rented a place for the Dobiee manufacturing setup, made the company private limited, shifted the whole house. My wife left Mumbai's glamorous life. My mom sacrificed everything. We came with our family, living in a 1 BHK room, okay, and started off Dobiee. So it requires the whole circle, inner circle of yours, your wife, your family, everyone, your mom, your kid, everyone needs to sacrifice at an equal level for you to be successful. Then only you will be able to carve out a best thing for the outside customer. If your inner customer is not happy, it will become very difficult for you. So I will share a slide which will give a glimpse of what I'm saying to you. So if you can see, this was the common thing which I had after the MBA. What is my purpose? 5 P's and 5 C's and 5 M's and whatnot. Okay, you learn in MBA. But all these things kept aside, learned a lot of things. But I knew one thing: there is no Indian brand which has come up so highly into confectionery segment, which has carved a name for itself in the global market. There are a lot of global brands. You say Kinder Joy, you say Haribos, you say Mars INC. There are a lot of brands, Mondelez, which does Cadbury, Nestle, okay, doing multiple brands like Munch, Maggie, Kit Kat, whatnot, okay. And then if you see Indian brands, you have only Pulse in your mind. You will have Parle in your mind, which is doing the same products. Parle has completely shifted to biscuits, beverages, and a lot of other things, snacks and all. So everyone has forgotten the 1 rupee thing. The 1 rupee market was so huge, everyone has forgotten. If you see all the tobacco companies of India, they have a candy brand. Why? Because 1 rupee thing is the most profitable thing. So they will sell their candies in return of that tobacco. If you don't keep their candies, they won't give you that tobacco. That is cross selling which they are doing. So I thought the market was getting difficult day to day. So I thought let's keep this all MBA things aside. You have to be a great person to learn the field. So we started off with this thing. So everyone knows Simon Sinek. We read his books, blah blah, and everything, but no one executes what he says or what your parents say or what you learn in the BSchool. Why we exist? What are our values? My values were very strong. If you see in the Shark Tank pitch as well, and what my father has taught, we had a strong value system which has built Dobiee. We knew the market gaps. You should know your market very well. You get an idea in the night and you start working in the morning, no one knows your idea. If it is unique in itself, 15 people or 20 people at the same time are working on the idea better than you, doing great than you, and doing multiple crores of turnover. So it never happens that you have a eureka moment and then you go into the market. I only know the thing. That never happens. At least in India, that can never happen. So we build up 10x better product, 10x better us than just a 10% of us. So you, if you see, be a 10x better person, not just the 10%. Everyone knows in South it is not as famous. If you know Dr. Juneja's brand, Kesh King, and you paid Safa, Har Rog Dafa, where Raju Yadav is the brand ambassador, is no more. If you see the brand image or whatever you say, the packaging, it's not that of the level of the MNCs, but the messaging he gives, the core gap in the market he finds, like constipation and all that things, the middle-aged man having issues with many multiple problems like constipation, piles and all that. If you see, he has targeted customer, which is no one in the market has done that. Okay, and then sold his brand to multiple other giants in crores. So you can learn a lot from Indian entrepreneurs. It's just that we all are unsung heroes. We only look at MNCs or the people in the market who have raised huge funding. You see Mama Earth, you see many other brands. Sugar, they are still not profitable. Okay, a brand like 50 crore brand or 60 crore brand in your Bangalore unorganized market in Hosur is doing a better turnover, better net profit and gross profit and EBITDA positive thing than the brands which are doing show offs on the national television. Okay, so people will say, why Dobiee? When you buy a candy, you have multiple things at your disposal. You can buy anything. There are multiple brands. But for Dobiee, it was important for our inner team to know why we are making these candies and why we should be the market leaders and how we can do that. So for us, it was an emotion. So we passed on that emotion and bundle of joy in rupee one. That is the one thing. If you see in India, there are multiple brands from any of the giants that are coming in 100, 200 rupees. If you build a brand which is scalable, and if you want to build a business which is multiple at exponential level, if you can grow, you have to be very frugal with your resources and prices. So all the jargons aside, when we started, for us to make a profitable thing, first thing was things to know before entering the market. And that moment, my dad's MBA institute came to my help. And if you can see here, it is written Zamini Hakikat. Okay, that means Zamini Hakikat is on-field knowledge. We are an SME, small medium enterprise. But for me, my dad taught me you have to be subject matter expert. तुझे तेरी हकीकत पता होनी चाहिए जमीन की. तेरा प्रोडक्ट 1 रुपए का है, दूसरे का प्रोडक्ट भी 1 रुपए का है. तू 50 पैसे में बेच रहा है, he is selling in 40 paisa. How you are able to earn that 10 paisa more and why people should pay you more? You should go into the market and know that. So if your product is not getting off the shelves, okay, you will be selling, pushing the sales with your salesperson into major markets of Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi. But if product is not going off the shelf, it is just a 1 year or 2 year game. That has happened with Mama. If you see ROC nahi ban raha hai, customers are not coming back, CAC is high. These are all CAC and all that things are there. ये असली हकीकत है ज़मीनी हकीकत. You are not able to track your product into the market. What is the timeline your product takes to complete into the market in terms of consumption? Is there a demand in the market? Are you able to serve that demand or not? Are you available? Is it filling the gap? Are there any entry barriers? How you can use the playbook where you are successful into the other markets where you are not even available. So for us, Zamini Hakikat, for any young entrepreneur who is starting off, or any of the entrepreneurs who are starting off at our age, knowing the ground level knowledge is the most important thing you can do in your business at the start. And even after being successful, this is the only thing which will keep you grounded, keep you near to the customer, and always keep you one notch up above the competitors. Because when they will be resting and sleeping, you will have the things in your hand. You will know what is there into the field and what is doing and what are the new trends as well. Then the thing came khabar. These are all the things which I've learned from my father. Uh, we tell it as competitor studies, SWOT analysis, Potter's 5 forces, what not. Okay. He said, तेरे को तेरे competitors की खबर होनी बहुत जरूरी है. That includes your market study, your own capabilities. What are your strengths and weaknesses? If you know your weaknesses, you will be the best person in your parents, your wife, everyone will have their own work, their own hustles in their life. You are the only person who has to handle everything by yourself. तू अकेला आया था, अकेला ही जाएगा और अकेला ही सब करना है. That is the only thing my father has taught me. Even today he says me, आज हम हैं कल नहीं है. बिजनेस को चलाना है तो ऐसे चलाओ कि सब खबर तुमको होनी चाहिए. इवन इफ इट इज इन ऑटोमोड, यू शुड नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग ओवर. सो रिसोर्सेज एंड फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेंथ. इवन इफ यू गेट फंडिंग, यू शुड नो व्हाट आर योर फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेंथ. आपके पास कितना ट्रैक है आगे बढ़ने का. व्हाट आर योर रिसोर्सेज. इफ यू आर अनएबल टू पे योर एम्प्लॉय आफ्टर 2 months, आपको चालू भी नहीं करना चाहिए. If your investment, from that investment you are going to pay to your employees, you can never build a profitable business. What happens, I've learned a lot from Amit Jain from Cardeco. Excellent entrepreneur. He's a people entrepreneur, I say. One of the best sharks of the Shark Tank. The learnings which we got from him, the first learning, अर्जुन पैसे आने के बाद ज्यादा स्टाफ मत रख लियो. ये गलती हमने भी की है. ज्यादा स्टाफ सेल्स का रखोगे आप, you will push the sales in the market. They will dump the goods to your distributor. And what will happen next is, after that thing is done, everyone will run away. And for 1 year, you will have a green pitch. And after that, that pitch will be as a dead rubber, as you see in World Cup finals of India in Test cricket. Okay. सब अच्छा लगेगा, जाने के बाद आके सब रोएंगे और सब अपने घर पे बैठ जाएंगे. And again, people will start preparing for IPL. That is how it will happen. So even if you get money, first thing is that keep that money aside. Whatever the resources you have, how you can grow in that resources, and use that money for the growth and not for the extra things you have. So if you can communicate and if you are able to articulate what is happening, you will be able to build an excellent business. आपको बात करना आना चाहिए. And आपको अपने strength weaknesses, I always keep my books with me. Okay, will always have it. I will note it down, what is happening, what is not. Even when I am on the airport, even when I'm traveling, even when I'm near my bed, there will always be book. If I get something, मेरे को कुछ चीजें याद नहीं रहती. It is difficult for me to manage everything because my mind is working 24/7. If I get something, it clicks, I write it down. It is very much necessary to have something in your hand, note it down. We launched multiple products. I failed multiple times. Then we created this utility index. How we can create a profitable business until unless if you don't have a profitable product portfolio. Each of our candy will have different costs, different selling price, and different profitability ratio in our portfolio. So what we do is we track each and every product according to its profit and according to its consumption in the market. So what happens is we are never stuck with heavy inventory at the back end. The products which are running slow, the raw materials are not ordered of that products. Okay, that only you can do if you have this type of an index. This is created by me personally. I don't know if it can imply to you guys or not. But for us, the first factor, if you see, I can easily say it can be used by many people over there, any of the businesses. So utility factor. Is your product or a thing which you are launching in the market is offering something which is letting people कि हम लोग जाके खरीदे. Are there any compelling reasons to buy your product or offering? Yes or no? आपसे बड़ा इसका कोई जवाब नहीं दे सकता. Competition check. What is the price, cost, and the position? If you see in the market, being an automobile engineer, Maruti has launched Hizashi 15-16 years back. 15-16 lakh sedan in Indian market where there were no Octavias, no Slavias or anything. And it fell like anything. The Hizashi brand was disastrous and no one gave 15-16 lakhs to Maruti. And then back switch, you see, they launched Nexa. They didn't do any competition check. They thought Maruti का 8-10 लाख का product सब ले रहे हैं यार 15 लाख का भी लेंगे. The same thing happened with Nano in the reverse cycle, cheap product. So you should know the competition check. You should know. Even 54 lakhs का Fortuner आज भी बिकता है. And 40 lakhs सस्ता उससे better Gloucester of MG, it doesn't sell in Indian market. So you should know at what cost it is there at your back end, what price you are selling, and what is the positioning you are doing of your product. Third is the price. We never play on prices. Our prices are as competitive as ITC, and product is 10x better. The back end operation which we have done are as robust as it can get. Your suppliers are your biggest strength. We focus on customers. For our business, we first focus on 10x better product and 10x better supplier who can stand with us. Being a startup, supplier आपके माँ बाप जैसे, वो आपके thick and thin में खड़े होंगे. They will be there with you when you don't have a cash flow, and when you have cash flow, you have to see them and you have to serve them. So having a good supplier network is the most important thing in the business, which many of us forget by doing only sales. Purchase is the thing which earns you money. Even into the stock market, at what price you buy a share decides at your profit when you sell it. The same thing applies in your business as well. So the adoption thing. So many a times when we launch product, we don't see the adoption. We skip it. अरे क्या ही हो जाएगा. But then when we see it, are our team equipped well enough to do that? Able to overcome that hurdles, able to overcome that difficulties in manufacturing that product, setting up the SOPs, QCs are perfect or not. These are all adoption curve. If people are not in line with your vision, in line with the product you are launching, it will be difficult for you to launch that product. Then there comes logistic, target customer, a lot of things I will share with you. So we'll skip that part, and then there comes the distribution channel from where we earn. So things in a nutshell, if I say, for us at Dobiee, it is very much important that whatever the businesses we do, our business is to increase other parties' businesses, play a bigger role in increasing their growth. So from the very first day, my father taught me, if your distributor earns and is earning filthy good from you, then only he will be there with you in your thick and thin. If you don't know from where he earns, from where he loses his money, it is very much important to know your channel where they lose money. Many of the Indian distributors lose money. They go for MNCs, they go for other foreign brands which are new into the market, invest their money and lose their money. And they don't trust many Indian brands. You have to win their trust. And how you can do it? It is very simple. You have to go and meet them, make them understand what is your product. What you do is you sit here, do a Facebook chat thing, you send them the things, you send them the product catalog on WhatsApp chatbot, and then you say, यार order आ जाएगा phone पे ही क्या जाने का जरूरत है. Every week I travel to one of the states. Last week I was in Assam. After your talk, after 2 days, I will go to Jharkhand. I will meet my team over there, have a lunch with them, see what they do on the field. Okay, it is not fancy to run a business into an FMCG in India. It becomes very difficult. If you see brands like Priya Gold, which have grown in India, brands like Kachi Gani Tel, they are all 800,000 crore brands. They have not grown over the years in switch. It is like 20-30 years of hard work. Everyone knows that Chacha from MDH, what he has built over a period of time, what brand value it carries. There are multiple masala brands. When I'm sitting in Nashik, we have a Ram Bandhu masala brand. It is an 800 crore turnover company. No one knows about it. Indian FMCG market is really big. So lessons learned on the field sales, if you say, for us as a business, negative working capital, you guys might be teaching in depth all these things. I don't know. For us, it is the businesses which from there we have learned all these things. So negative working capital for us is like a moat for us. The fancy term for this is moat, but for us it is like we take the advances from the customer. We don't give credit, and from supplier when we take 60 to 90 days credit. So few days of inventory and 60 days of supplier credit. The real deal is float rotation. Your money is coming into your account in advance. You are paying after 60, 70 days. Okay, that's where the being resourceful thing comes into the picture. Many of the Shark Tank pitches, if you see, brands were not having money to run their businesses in the next 2 months. They wanted sharks to invest for them so that they can have a runway for next 2.5 months, or maybe a year or so. For Dobiee, it was like we always have a 3 months runway from our suppliers' money itself. Okay, and then whatever the sales we do it in advance. Okay, so there is no pressure. We have zero debt on our books. Okay, and when we want to start, we are coming up with 3 new plants in the neighboring vicinity, and 1 plant in Gujarat. So we will have all the cash at our disposal. We don't need to mortgage anything. Okay, just to get that money from the bank. Our books are so good. We don't need money for our capital because we are using negative working capital. These small things, right? वो बोलते हैं ना, मारवाड़ी व्यापारी या पुराने लोग जो करते थे, उनसे सीखना बहुत जरूरी है. ये सब चीजें आप सीखोगे, it will help a lot to you in your business being scalable. These things feel small when you are running a 1 CR company, but when you are doing 50, 100 crores of turnover, okay, yearly, this negative working capital will be like a boon to you. Then we have never spent on marketing. Even if you see after the Shark Tank, my website till today is sold out. You should know where to say no. I completely said no to Amit Jain and his team, and even the Shark Tank team, that I'm not going to sell online because it is going to go in loss, because I am a 1 rupee candy brand first. My product has a low ticket size. It's a smaller ticket size product. 250 MRP का product कभी भी Indian market में online में नहीं बिक सकता है. Even though I am a new guy for an online thing, I don't know much about it to say, but I know what I am doing. I know my product. I know the market. So for me to learn anything new, it's not a big deal. It's hours of practice which I do. So I said no to them. We are still sold out on our website. We have not launched it yet. We are available on Amazon with delivery charges. People won't understand all these things. To deliver a 250 rupees candy to a place in Bangalore, Amazon will charge you 100, 120 rupees. And if a customer is telling, I don't want this candy, return it back to the manufacturer, that return charges are also on us, the logistic charges. How will you earn profit out of it? It becomes difficult to earn a penny out of it. And then if you keep that candy from 1 rupee to 2 or 3 rupees and then say delivery charges are free, people are not going to find, अरे 50 रुपए में 20 candy देता है. Indian customer is a tough nut to crack, and you should know that. That's what has happened with the Karnataka brand Go Desi. If you see why I'm giving example, so that you guys can relate to. We are not even a nail into the Indian FMCG market. We are such a small nail, but we have learned in a very hardest way possible. Our resources have been depleted. We have started from scratch. That's why we are able to tell you all these things from the ground level. If you see Go Desi's pitch on a special episode of Shark Tank, you have seen they are doing 28 to 30 crores of business and burning 4 to 5 CR. And where they directly tell to the sharks that 250 rupees is a difficult nut, where they are having a 5 rupee segment. Their one product is 5 rupees MRP and we are in 1 rupee. So learn to say no. Okay. We never spend a dim in marketing. We made 10x better product. Whenever our channel partners took Dobiee candies or Dobiee products to the market, people loved it. Compared to any candy, whether it is ITC Candyman, Parley, any of the candy brands, even from the offshores, in 1 rupee segment, no one was able to match our taste. Okay. So we made 10x better product. Instead of seeing our profitability, we made sure the product is 10 guna better. So you have to do that. If you have to sustain in India, you have to have a product which is way better than your competition. That is the first thing. And secondly, understand your channel partners, how he earns money, as I informed you before, how he loses the money as well, how the businesses work. Everyone has the skill. You need to give them the will that this will happen, and that only can be given when you have a ground knowledge, ground level SME knowledge. You have to be subject matter expert of the product or of this industry you are. If you don't know what your product strength and weaknesses are, what is the channel strength and weaknesses, you won't be able to build anything. Online आप कितना candy बेच लोगे? Even in your mind, if you think after this podcast, if you see who will again and again and go online and order Dobiee until unless there is a special occasion like birthday or something, right? But if it is available at a nearby shop or a pan shop where people are smoking or where kids are going after the school, or you are buying to go groceries, you will at least buy 5 to 6 candies, right? If you like that product, like we did with Melody, we did with Candyman, we did with Copyco as well. So you have to know your local things. Think global, act local. It is the most important thing. And you say na 5 P hai marketing ke. We focused a lot on packaging, the first impression model. So when I was in France, I used to work for Citroën before, the PSA group, PGO and Citroën group. As an automobile engineer, I used to work over there. So the first thing I learned from the French were they were like, first impression model for them was like देख के ही पसंद आना चाहिए product. If you look after any of the French cars, you look it and you love it. Same with the Italian cars, right? कैसा चलेगा, how it will perform on the road. Beamer is better, BMWs are doing great, Mercedes are great. Whatever I said, if you look at Italian bikes or a French car, you will definitely look back. So we used that first impression model in our packaging. We created such type of packaging where people felt it is not a 1 rupee candy. ये तो कोई Cadbury या Mondelez का product है यार, महंगा product लगा. एक बार खा के देखते. So that we got the first entry. तो वो दरवाजा हमने तोड़ा. वो दरवाजा तोड़ना ही difficult होता है at the start. So we played that thing, and then, as I said you, there's India and there's Bharat. We cater to the masses. We don't cater to India. We cater to Bharat, where consumption is hitting the roof, provided you have 10x better product, which I'm again and again telling you, which is tasty, affordable, your pricing with a top-notch quality. So these are all small factors which has given a growth to Dobiee. We were able to crack with 1 rupee candy into Shark Tank. There are a lot of brands in Shark Tank. If you order any of the Shark Tank products, till today, it will be nowhere near to the value which we provide at 1 rupee. Skippy Ice Pop 20 rupees, Kerala banana chips 60 rupees. Everyone knows in Bangalore में banana chips 20 रुपए का मिलता है. तुमको masses तक पहुंचना है, tier 3 cities, होसूर में भी मिलना चाहिए, मैसूर में भी मिलना चाहिए, ओके, चिकपेट और SLN मार्केट के अंदर कराने के शॉप पे भी मिलना चाहिए. And how it can happen if you have a cracker of a price, affordability, wherein if person has 100 rupees, he can buy 100 candies of Dobiee and 100 different flavors. And this is our growth engine. This is a very common thing in MBA. Everyone knows that, so I will skip this thing. So for us, our strong procurement network is the biggest USP than our sales network. I am again and again emphasizing on this thing. The reason, if I didn't have suppliers trust on me, I won't even have a money to run my business. So I have won their trust, again and again met them. They know my vision. He is here to build a big brand. He is here to build a long term thing. ये 2 साल में गायब नहीं हो जाएगा. इसको हम लोग क्रेडिट दे सकते हैं. They can give me credit. Okay. Why? Because I have communicated so transparently with them. I have seen their businesses. I have shown them what I'm going to build. It is very much necessary to build a strong purchase back-end suppliers team. And strong procurement is the thing which has helped us a lot. And this is the candy market in nutshell of 2017 Nielsen surveys. If you see, I have spoken on Shark Tank. HBC, for your info, means hard-boiled candies. Pulse 350 से 326 करोड़ कर रहे हैं. आज की डेट में 400 करोड़ है Pulse. Only single product of Pulse, that is Kacha, I'm talking about. Shark, we are feeling TAM is so small. Okay, that's where there is a lot of editing which happens on Shark Tank. A lot of things happens. It is completely unfiltered and raw. When you go into the pitch, there is no retakes, so they won't know about your business. Many of the people from your end will know nothing about candy business. It is 1 रुपए का कैंडी है यार, खा लिया, किसने सोचा ही नहीं है क्या धंधा होता है इसका. That is what it is, right? Parle Kacha Mango Bite. I'm not talking about Orange Bite. I'm not talking about Melody yet. It's doing 230 CR in 2017. And people who say the business has gone down because of UPI, as Anupam Mittal said, okay, UPI hasn't affected any of the businesses because the products which are good, वो छुट्टे में बिकते ही नहीं. The consumption for chocolates, for confectionery and bakery items, even after COVID, has gone up 10 times. And if you see the bakery and the confectionery studies and researches, India is still very far behind Brazil, UK, and US in terms of per person consumption of the chocolates and the candies. Right? If I give you same candy with sugar-free stevia and vitamins for your hair, you will eat one day. Okay, बाद में बोले यार 10 रुपए का एक गोली मैं नहीं खा रहा हूँ, 100 रुपए का आ रहा है 5 गोली. So that is what in India you should know what you are catering it to. If you see hair loss है मैं candy दूंगा, it is all myth. Okay, वो आपका बाल झड़ रहा है, कोई नहीं बचा सकता है. There are a lot of other things to do. So you have to build business which is very transparent. You know, आप रात को सोते हो, when you sleep, you are seeing into the mirror. Okay, you should be able to answer yourself and see yourself eye to eye that what I'm building and what I'm creating is actually true to me and true to the world I'm articulating it to. It should be crystal clear. So it is a very big market. You There's the center, in the center if you see Prayag Nutrifood, is a Hyderabad based company, Chintu. And this I created 2 years back. It was doing 450 CR. On CNBC, you have an interview of a chap, the CEO of Prayag Nutrifood is saying we have crossed 450 crore. Today, at this time in 2022 and 23, they have clocked 1125. 1125 CR turnover. No one knows this brand. A profitable brand. No one knows it. Why? They sell in tier 3 cities and tier 2 cities. For them, tier 2 is metro city. Okay. And in Bangalore, they have the biggest business. And the distributor who sells Chintu in Bangalore, okay, is a 100 crore turnover party. So many a times we ignore these small businesses and what they are doing that's why I say Bharat ka consumption बहुत ऊपर है. We are behind this tech era, that era, and all that thing. India में consumption बढ़ रहा है. How you can integrate tech with your product? How you can use AI with research and development from the market feedback? How you can use the resources? Lot of things are there to learn from the Indian market. Lot of things to learn from the old businesses which have established a 1,000 crore brand in India and you don't even know about them. Cadbury is doing 70 to 100 crore and we have not included Tang brand into it, Kraft brand into it. It is purely Mondelez brands. Then you have Kinder Joy. Now the Ferrero India have multiple products. Have more. Lotte. I have not included that brands at all. Parle, 20,000 crore in itself, including beverages, your biscuits, your confectionery, your everything. Bisleri kept aside, right? So it's a huge market. And when you go into snacking, then it's at a next level. So these are our products at a glance. If you see any of the products are unique in itself. We have never gone and made orange bite from Parle. If you see 90% of the candy brand in India, वही बनाएंगे जो already Parle और ITC बेच रहे. They won't, as your IRE says, first word, innovation, they won't innovate. Second, as I say, zamini hakikat research, they won't do research. And third, entrepreneurship, सबसे tough चीज है, वो तो होता ही नहीं है, रोना पड़ता है. So this all IRE, they won't do it. That's why the businesses get shut down in next 4 to 5 years. They are completely dependent on loan. They are completely dependent on the brands which are running the market. Uska mal बिक रहा है तो मेरा सस्ते में बिक जाएगा. You are always into a shadow of a bigger competitor. For Dobiee for itself is a competitor. We are fighting with ourselves and we want to grow. We are not here to take any market share from anyone. We are here to increase our pie. We are here to create a blue ocean for ourselves, okay, where we can create an ecosystem where everyone grows from our internal team as well as external. So it's just a start, as my father says. ये तो शुरुआत है. एंड फेलियर्स आएंगे, शायद शार्क टैंक के सक्सेस से भी बड़ा फेलियर आएंगे फ्यूचर में, एंड देन अगेन उससे बड़ा सक्सेस आएगा. बट उसके लिए डाइजेशन सिस्टम स्ट्रांग होना जरूरी है. यू शुड हैव पर्सिवरेंस, you should have a strong perseverance and belief in yourself that you can do it. India is an ever growing market. There is no need of exports, no need of anything. If you are able to get a place in the heart of Indian customers, you will be creating a multi-billion-dollar brand, and then automatically people from abroad will take your brand over there. No need of doing anything, just focus on the core Indian customer. And then, as I say, there are like few things which I have learned over the time. As I have always explained in this podcast, that zamini hakikat bahut zaruri hai. Okay, working on the ground level, strengthen your purchase pillar. As I say, your purchase pillar should be very strong, and being resourceful. Entrepreneur's journey is not a fairy tale. It is. I am still not able to earn what I was earning during my job days. वो जो per month salary है ना, आज भी नहीं आती है. Me and my wife, we had a baby 2 years back. We were talking, we were so happy when we were doing job, right? We used to go out more often. We used to enjoy life more often. I have been to 27 countries doing exhibition at the ground level, sleeping into the exhibition center for my company by being resourceful. Nestle will give you 5-star hotel holiday in में रहने देगा आपको. But it is up to you how you are using their resources. उनका पैसा बचा के तुम क्या करने वाले हो? बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो, तुमको भले पैसा ना मिले. But when you start building your business, that learnings and being resourceful helps you a lot. Because the reason Dobiee is profitable, as we had fewer resources and we used them efficiently to become profitable by being resourceful. Yeah, that's it from my end. Sorry, I've taken a lot of time.
Absolutely no worries, Mr. Arjun. I must say, it was indeed very, very informative, and I'm really happy to know the lot of insights which you have put it across. And I must say, I would request all the audience to probably you can shower your love to Mr. Arjun once by. Can we have a round of applause for Arjun having with us? And I must say, Mr. Arjun, I like the way you have presented across the examples which you have put it across was really amazing. And the kind of in-depth knowledge which you have about your industry. That is what, as you rightly said, the IRE in your own way, that that is what makes everything different. Whether you're into job, whether you're into business, either ways, you have to work on all three, I, R, and E. You have to innovate yourself. You have to research about your competitors, about your market, about your financials, about your backgrounds, and at the same time, taking the right decision at the right time. Being an entrepreneurial journey is really not a cakewalk. Right. So I appreciate you on a lot of things. So thank you so much for joining in. Now I would, moving ahead, there are a lot of questions which have already come in. So without delaying more, we would just take up on the Q&A. The first question asked by Prithvi, he says, how did you get this idea of candy? And your Shark Tank episode was amazing. So I would love you to answer on how did you get the idea of candy?
So the idea of candy was like my father was in this business from past 30 years. And I've seen him making candies for any number of brands, but we never had our own brand. So it came from my father. And he always tells you, एक रुपए का चीज है ना, multi-billion-dollar business है, लोग इसको side में बेचते. It has always been ignored as a side product by tobacco companies of India. But no one has focused at its core competencies. This can be a game changer. So I still remember that thing from my childhood, and I thought whenever I start, I will start with candy itself.
Great, thank you so much for that. The next question is asked by Pooja Singh. She says, can you tell us about the inspiration behind starting Dobiee?
The same thing as I told you, right? The inspiration is my father and mother, and I wanted to give India an excellent product. Whatever the candies in India, see, it is a sugar candy. We are not here to sell anything sugar-free, add protein in it, add oats in it and give it to you. एक रुपए में आपको खुशी चाहिए, we are here to spread happiness. And in 1 rupee, if we can spread happiness, which is giving you a worth of 2 rupees. For example, एक कस्टमर के इनसाइट से, one of the customer told me, even if your product is a 2 rupee candy, we will buy. It's such a good product. So that says, if I am selling something in 1 rupee, if people are willing to buy it in 2 rupee, that means you have cracked it. Means in future, if you upscale your product, people are willing to pay that extra price to you.
Great. Thank you so much. That's really nice. They always say, no, under promise, over delivery. So when you give more than the worth of it, the value addition is very, very much required. Thank you so much for that. And the next question is being asked by Madhu, and she says, how can FMCG companies ensure brand consistency across different offline marketing channels?
See, the answer is very simple. Okay. Dobiee, when it started, right, we had one core thing. Whatever happens, whether the prices go up and down, we have to be very consistent with our quality. That is what internally, if we are consistent with our quality, if we are not deteriorating it, if we are not usse chedkani nahi kar rahe, definitely over a period of time, people will understand that whatever the batches we have, whatever the SOPs we have set, right? Even if you taste Dobiee candy before Shark Tank or 4 months after Shark Tank, it will taste the same. Okay, any lot will taste the same. So the consistency first should come into your product. Then only it will come into your brand. So what you are building at the back end, right? It should be consistent. Your team, their SOPs, their channel, their processes. Agar wo consistent hai, then your 110% your product is gonna deliver the brand consistency which people vouch for.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much for that. Next question has been asked by Pranav Mittal. He says, hello, sir. My question is, how difficult is it to start a business? How can we come out of from the fear of failure? I think a lot of entrepreneurs would be looking forward in this, or having a thought that, what if I fail?
You're going to fail even after, we are going to fail every day. We fail every day. So if you are thinking about the fear of failure, you will never be able to build anything. When I started the business, as I said, till today, I'm not able to earn the same amount of money which I was earning during the job days. Okay. If I keep on thinking on the same thing, if I don't burn the bridges behind, I will never be able to justify my place. I will never be able to justify anything, because for me, we are doing something which is feeding 50 of the families who are working with Dobiee and hundreds of people who are working outside Dobiee. So it is very much important to burn that fear behind. Jo hoga dekha jayega. That's why, say na, Mota Bhai Ambani is the biggest risk taker of India. Rather than learning it from me, Arjun Dharamshi, you can learn it from Mota Bhai. कि कुछ भी हो जाए डरने का नहीं है, फ्री में भी दिया तो कोई वांदा नहीं है, people are going to get addicted. रिस्क नहीं लिया तो कुछ नहीं, रिस्क है तो इश्क है, everyone knows it. Okay. So if you are seeing के fear of failure, what will happen, वो बंदे से हो ही नहीं सकता.
Absolutely right. Very, very well way which you have put it across. Thank you so much for that. The next question is asked by Jyoti Singh. Says, amazing session, sir. One of the best sessions I've ever attended. Thank you, GIBS and Arjun, sir. My question is, how to get a family support? I can see your parents have supported you a lot, but generally parents don't. So how do we convince them for business?
This is the best question which I've got today. The same thing, I was in Assam 3 days back before coming to Nashik. The distributor in Assam, they told me, यार हम इतने आसानी से business start नहीं कर सकते. People here in Assam go for government jobs and everything else. The entrepreneurship cycle is not there in Assam. But me and my friends started it. Our parents didn't support, and then after our success, they have supported us. So I asked them, how did you start? He said, सोचना ही नहीं है कोई support कर रहा है कि नहीं. अगर उनके support के हिसाब से start करेंगे, तो वो जब भी वो नहीं रहेंगे तभी तो हम लोग खत्म हो जाए. सपोर्ट आपको आपके अंदर का चाहिए. So you have to believe in yourself. The support from for the entrepreneurship or for the thing which you are doing will come from inside. You have to believe in yourself first. That's why everyone says ना, believe. आप खुद भरोसा करोगे तो दूसरे को भरोसा दिला पाओगे. Right? If you are not trusting yourself, your parents, your wife, even your kid, and even your loved ones will not trust you, right? So first खुद पे भरोसा करना है. If people are not trusting you, if you are okay with the idea, if you are able to digest thing, have perseverance on a longer period, you will be definitely successful. You need to keep that patience, believe in yourself. I would say definitely people will come and believe you. People will join the bandwagon you have, will join your community. समझाने में टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. आप खुद समझ गए हो, start working, be actionable, people will follow instead of doing and being a procrastinator. It is better to start off instead of thinking a lot of things.
Absolutely right. So it's always better that stop procrastinating and start doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for that. The next question has been asked by Nisha Kapoor. There are a lot of questions, I must say, but we'll take another about couple of them. I'm sorry, participants will not be able to take all of the questions, but we appreciate you being so active and participative. So the next question has been asked by Nisha Kapoor. She says, "Sir, can you mention the challenges you faced during your growth?"
It is not easy to start business in India. No matter what government says, no matter what everyone says, business opening opportunity, doing business and starting the business in India is still tough. A lot of initiatives government has taken. After that, you have many platforms. एक GST बनाने में भी नानी याद आ जाती है. And then to file that returns, lot of regulations. My company is a private limited one. Lot of thing goes into it. The single most challenge is this challenge. Then starting in tier 2 city like Nashik and getting resources, human resources over here, getting the staff, getting the people to work for you, it is very difficult. We faced a huge challenge in terms of hiring people over here. But if you are in tier 2, you have to nurture the talent.
Absolutely.
You can't go into Bombay or maybe Delhi and say कि मैं वहाँ start करूँगा. जहाँ पे भी है करना है तो खत्म है बात. So these are like few challenges starting a business in India and then arranging the funds. We were the risk taker. We sold off our house and started. 99.9% of India don't do that. They won't ever do that because emotional attachment to the house or the assets you have will never allow you to take that risk. So maybe for me it was not a challenge. People might face that challenge while starting a business. Easy loan nahi milega. Till date in India, people who are fraud get easier loans. Even we are working in an industrial area where there are 250 plus companies. If you see a genuine company which is growing will not easily get funds or a CC from the banks, but a company which has already burned a lot of money, already in a lot of debt will easily get 10 to 12 CR of fund. There are many schemes. To crack that scheme in India is very difficult. Whether it is a chief minister scheme, whether it is a Pradhan Mantri scheme, आपको वो scheme के पीछे भागोगे तो आप धंधा ही नहीं कर पाओगे. It is very simple. Many of the Shark Tank brands go behind the scheme. One year their sales are zero just to get that scheme. So you pay a high price to get that scheme. So all these things are very difficult at the start.
Okay, we'll just take up last question. I must say this question is little with regard to the marketing. I would say, sir, one question from my side. How to reach an executive officer level in marketing, I believe. I think he is trying to ask how to become an executive officer in specific in the marketing domain.
I guess so. I won't be able to answer that. For me, I never define my position in life. Even if I start as an employee, a small level employee, I never say that I will be an executive officer or I will be something or like that. आप अपने पे टैग नहीं लगा सकते हो. The sky is the limit. CMO से भी आगे जा सकते हो. You can be a founder, you can be a CMO, you can be CXO, anything. So if you are aiming for an executive officer, it becomes that उसके आगे आपका सबकॉन्शियस माइंड सोचेगा नहीं, वो इसको एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर ही बनाएगा, उसके आगे कुछ नहीं बनाएगा.
That's really nice, I must say. Thank you so much, Mr. Arjun. On behalf of the entire GIBS family, heartfelt gratitude. And because the reason is the way you have put it across, your thoughts, your experiences, your presence, the entrepreneurial journey you have showed across has really given us a great wisdom to all of us. And your talk has left us profound impact on all of us. So thank you so much for joining in. I would also like to thank all the audience who have been so active, supporting or asking a lot of questions. I hope the examples which Mr. Arjun gave was really amazing. Just think about it once again. I would say this will be live. This will be put on the YouTube channel of GIBS. I would say एक बार नहीं, दो बार नहीं, तीन बार. Observe this once again and again. You will understand what all things Mr. Arjun have shared today. I'm sure probably I don't know whether did you get it or not, but if you cap over the entire session of this, you will learn out a lot of things. You will understand what exactly the crux of this was, right? So I would like to thank all the participants once again for joining us. And one small announcement, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to mark your calendars for our next IRE talks, which is scheduled on 7th of July. And we are delighted to have Mr. Arun Agarwal, the founder and CEO of Janitri Innovations Private Limited, and medtech entrepreneur. And I'm sure again you will never ever would love to miss this opportunity. So thanking once again Arjun ji, thank you so much once again for joining us, and all the participants, thank you so much for joining in. See you soon. Please do take care of yourself. Thank you.